You were watching all of this unfold from afar and you thought, what, I just need to get involved somehow.
Actually, the Russian aggression in Ukraine is ongoing since 2014, but we haven't experienced these massive rocket attacks on cities like Kiev or Mykolaiv or Odessa since then. And yes, you're right. So once the aggression began to unfold, we started to think how we can help Ukraine now.
And how are you able to do that?
So currently, we get there. There are plenty of people in Poland and in Lithuania and Germany who are trying to collect donations, who are trying to fund supplies for Ukrainian soldiers or for displaced persons across Europe and along the border. And we are trying to find the donations. We are trying to bind the supplies and medicine, for instance, for the army, for Ukrainian soldiers, especially for those who are now volunteering there. And then we are delivering them to Ukraine.
But not just medical supplies
Not only.
and humanitarian aid, it's also ammunition as well. How does that side of things work?
So we do not, for instance, provide arms or bullets. We do not work with that. That's only on official level. We are on buying only protective stuff, for instance, helmets or vests or knee protectors or bulletproof glasses. And within this selection, we have full support from people around the world. We receive donations from the US, from, I don't know, Poland, Germany, the UK, and this is going well. On the border, Polish, for instance, border guards are also supportive, and there is an agreement, as far as I know, that can help to provide such humanitarian aid to Ukraine.
Because how in need are the Ukrainian armed forces from what you've been able to understand?
So, if we are talking about those who are currently volunteering, who are basically those who just joined the army and who are mainly protecting the cities, they are in need indeed, because the part of army that is like forces, official forces, and that were a regular army, they had some equipment, but even for them, after we started to mobilize our reserves, we could not find everything that we need, and they didn't have anything, everything, sorry. So they mainly need protective helmets, vests. This is the largest demand currently.
And have you heard from any of the soldiers or members of the armed forces who've benefited from some of the aid that you've been able to coordinate in their direction? Have messages of thanks reached their way
Yes,
back to
not
you?
only a message of thanks, but even a photo
A
with
photo?
them. Yes, we received some photos on my Facebook page. There are some of them, and currently some more helmets are delivered to cities right in the front line, like Kharkiv or Odessa, and they will go directly to the soldiers. And we are constantly asking for their confirmation that the aid is being collected and is sent, was delivered.
And who is actually getting involved and donating some of these supplies to you and others trying to coordinate it? Is it just fellow Ukrainians spread around the world, or has it been a full spectrum of people?
It's a full spectrum of people. So basically, my supervisors, my colleagues from the universities across the world, my former classmates, my former teachers and professors around Europe, again, from the UK and to Estonia, Poland, and Lithuania, they are donating. So this is a very large scale donation campaign. Maybe it is the very first one in the such large scale, in European scale at least. Basically, the people who know me or who know me through some friends or colleagues of mine, they are donating this way. So Ukrainians donate too, but you understand that, that they are also experiencing troubles, and especially without job, currently being bombed and in need of very basic humanitarian stuff.
And Alexei, you mentioned that, of course, the war between Ukraine and Russia hasn't just broken out in the past week or 2 weeks. Fighting on some level has been raging for a good number of years now. As much as you are pleased to see people who are not Ukrainian, people in the West actually get on board with what you're trying to do, not just in terms of giving aid to you, but also what we've seen on the global stage in terms of sanctions, is there not a part of you which thinks, why have you been so late to this?
There it is. There is. So, we have been warning. And what happened at night, I don't know if it's already in the news, but at night, Russian army was bombing the nuclear plant, the largest in Europe nuclear plant in Zaporizhia. I am sure that many people have seen already the series called Chernobyl from HBO 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And what is going on right now is larger than Chernobyl, twice or even 3 times larger than Chernobyl. And this can go on unless we stop Putin and unless we stop Russian army. We have, such regrets that a lot has not been done, but we appreciate what is currently being done. And we also ask to close the sky above Ukraine. Otherwise, many more cities will be shelled, many more people, civilians will die. We are not speaking only about army, we are speaking about children and women.